What's up, caller?
Hello, good afternoon, Tim. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, loud and clear, Mr. Guy Joseph. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tim. Tim, I want to comment on this situation that we have written to the Commissioner of Police about as the opposition party. The statements made by Minister Frederick on his program is very, very concerning. And Mr. Frederick did not just say, he had given evidence previously that he had some receipts from bill that was posted for two individuals. So it is not just a statement that Minister Richard made on his own. The other question that confronts us, Tim, is whether or not he is acting on behalf of the Prime Minister. And this is not far-fetched, Tim, because he is a minister in the Prime Minister's office. So I have to ask myself, is Richard collecting information on behalf of the Prime Minister? Are the files being collected on behalf of the Prime Minister? And we cannot let this matter rest, Tim, because all of Tim, you have been attacked. You have been called a media terrorist by the Labour Party. Of more recent times, Richard said, Tim, I know where you live. What does that statement? So when we have a minister of government, the Prime Minister's
let's put it into context. He never said he knows where I live. He made other statements about my home, etc., but he never said he knows where I live. Anyway, continue.
You sure he didn't say he knows where you live, Tim?
No, he didn't. He didn't. Because he knows where I live. So he would not have said that he knows where I live. You understand?
My recollection is he said, I know where you... But if you say that,
yeah.
What I'm saying is that you are a public figure, Tim. So what that confronts us as a country is how many people files are being collected on, how much information. And apart from Richard Frederick, who else are these, or who else have access to this information? Now, if it is true that the police is giving that kind of information, and I believe it is true, is giving that kind of information to Richard Frederick, who else are they giving information? Because it appears that this is a business. That this is a business transaction. Are people being paid for the information? So are persons' information being sold? And you know, this was the same Labour Party who... You remember the incidents with Mondesi and people's medical records, Tim?
Yes.
You remember how much of a discussion that was back then?
I remember.
It was the same Labour Party condemning such behavior and saying that this individual was unfit to be in a government office. Today we have a minister in the Prime Minister's office coming on television and telling the whole world that he has stacks of files on individuals, and the Prime Minister is silent on this. The police commissioner is silent on this. So who are the people of St. Lucia left to turn to for answers? Because apparently the government will not respond. The law enforcement agency, we heard briefly a question was put to Cameron Law, the Police Welfare Association, and he said if that happened, then it is corruption. The Prime Minister said corrupt practices would be dealt with by his government. But I heard you play the clipping. As far as the Prime Minister is concerned, things are not bad in St. Lucia. Things are not as bad as people make it now. I learned that the first way you deal with a problem is to admit that there is a problem. So for the Prime Minister, St. Lucia does not have the problems that people are talking about. So all your callers, team, they must be making up these stories because according to the Prime Minister, things are not as bad as you all are making it. People talking about crime, as if crime is bad. Crime has escalated in this country, and there have been crime under all governments. But crime has escalated, and I'm saying, team, to compound the situation, the government have introduced a 2.5% tax on the backs of the people of St. Lucia. People who are already scrunting, cannot provide bread for their family. And that is happening in this country, and nobody in the government will say a word, team. Team, that cannot continue. Something will give. And we are calling on the government to address this matter. The minister who made this statement should be suspended until an investigation is done. And the Prime Minister has to remove that 2.5% tax that he has put on the backs of the people of St. Lucia. I thank you, Chief.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. Deputy Political Leader of the Opposition, UWP. Still to come, some more of your calls. You're watching NewsSpin on our NewsSpin Facebook page. You're also on YouTube, and you're listening on Power 97.9 FM.